How's it going, everyone? It is Andre Williams, and over here we talk stocks and we focus on one thing. Always protect your profits. And today we're going to be talking about Senseonics. Of course, we ended up having a healthy pullback today, but many are sending the messages, where do you think it's going to go? Oh my gosh, is it over? Well, you know what? We're going to be talking about it inside the video. Let's jump into the agenda. If you're new to this channel, I just want to let you know we have timestamps down below inside the description. But if you are a shareholder or you're thinking about taking a position, I highly suggest you watch this full entire video. So the first thing we're going to be going over is the technical analysis. We want to know support, we want to know resistance, we see the pullback, so where's a healthy level for Senseonics to be at so we can continue this run, right? And then afterwards we're going to be going on Fintel, taking a look at the short interest information. We're going to be seeing, hey, which institutions have filed in as far as loading up on shares, and then we're going to be seeing how heavily invested shorts are inside of this play. This is key because it has an impact on the stock price. And then we're going to be taking a look at the order flow distribution, where institutions loading up on SENS when it pulled back. We're going to find that out. And then when all of that is done, we'll be going into the final thoughts and as well as some more details. So we're going to be doing a technical analysis for Senseonics. Let's see how it performed on a day. So it ended up closing at $3.81, being down 5.93%. On the low, it tested $3.64, and then on the high, testing $4.07. When we take a look at the volume stats on the day, you can see we traded at 17.711 million shares, and the average volume over 10 trading days being at 16.966 million shares. Now, when we take a look at our chart, which is the 1 year daily chart, you can see from down below, yes, the RSI has cooled off now. We're right here at 62.45, but we still are in the overbought territory. And of course, with the amount of volume which we had, which was a little bit above average, we have some profit taking. Now, as far as what things are looking like, we see our moving averages. We are above all three of them, which is the 200-day, the 100-day, and as well as a 21-day EMA. And as you can see, we have quite the run. So one thing that we can see very clearly is, though, we do have some resistance here at this $4.07 level. When we got to this particular area, we ended up being met with some selling pressure. And as you can see here, we pulled back as far to a right here around this $3.64 level. And of course, this is no surprise. In the past, this has been an area of support. So we want to see how well this holds up going into tomorrow. I'm looking forward to seeing it hold up and us being able to regain some momentum again. But of course, this is a healthy pullback, so you should not be shocked about this. Now, as far as it pulling back even further, if it does decide to do that, then the next level that I'm going to want to see hold up is right here around $3.50. Now, as far as the area where we tested at 407, we need to see a move to the upside, and if we're able to actually get past that 407 and then get to here around 415, we could really start taking off. But one thing also to understand, this Senseonics has been on quite the run for a while. All right, so we also know as far as for the FDA approval, it should be coming up soon. Many are anticipating, and I think it's going to be coming sometime in September. So with that said, that's part of the reasons why we're seeing some volatility, some profit taking, because of course this is a play dependent on an approval from the FDA. So I'm not surprised about this. And as far as going into tomorrow, if we have more money coming into the small caps, I don't see any reason why we can't go back to where we were previously. So we're on Fintel. We're going to take a look at the recent institutional ownership and short interest information for Senseonics. As we scroll down on the page, green rows indicate new positions, while red rows indicate closed positions. So for the 30th, we could see here we have Vanguard Variable Insurance Fund that purchased 132,234 shares. So that is definitely great to see. And of course, this filing was made and put in for today. This purchase did not happen today. So now when we take a look at the short interest information, scrolling down on the page, you can see the short shares availability is at 450,000, updated 24 minutes ago. And for the short ball free rate, it is at 2.33%. Taking a look at the history of the short volume ratio, we can see for the close of the 25th, it was at 20.35%. And then for the 26th, it was at 46.80. And then for the close of last week, Friday, it was at 50.81. So it has gone up quite a bit. So it'll be very interesting to see what it will be later on in the evening today. But what this tells us, there is short squeeze potential, but do look forward to seeing some volatility in the stock price. So what we want to see is continued volume, continued strength demand for Senseonics shares. If it begins to die down or we don't get that volume that we're supposed to be getting, then we can see some pressure on the stock price. Now let's take a look at the order flow distribution for Senseonics. So we could see here on the inflow is at 11,258, and then on the outflow 14,535. We had 0 on the large for both. Then on the medium, on the inflow side, it was 7,245, and then on the small, it was 4,013. On the outflow side, on the medium, it was 9,092, and then on the small, it was 5,443. When we take a look at the large scale orders in the last 5 days, you see zeros down the board. So this is definitely great to see. Even though it did pull back on the day, at least we didn't see any outflows on the large scale order side. Now, as far as what happened today, profit taking, right? We see a lot of mid and small cap stocks ended up pulling back, and many people were concerned due to the fact Senseonics has been running up for quite a bit, and they're like, once it pulled back a little bit, they're like, hey, I need to get out, take my profits. Again, these are traders or anyone who had short-term goals inside of this play. So that's part of the reasons why I wasn't too shocked that we ended up cooling off a little bit, and I do look forward to us actually going back to continue that run. And I also do look forward in regards to that approval, what the update is going to be on that, because of course there are many who are eyeballing this stock for that particular reason. So now let's jump into the final thoughts and go over some details. So for my final thoughts for Senseonics, the main level that I want to see hold up is at $3.50. And of course, while we hold this level, making that move going back into the fours, we get above 415, and then I'm looking for some more momentum from there. But do understand, we could continue to see some more volatility inside of the markets, so it could just pull back, and I want to make sure you're prepared for that. Part of the reasons why I gave those levels out to you. Now, this is why it's very important you do your homework and you do your due diligence. Many of us are waiting on this news in regards to the FDA approval. So there are going to be many, even if the stock pulls back a little bit, who are going to be taking profits. There are many who are able to get in at a really low cost average. I myself, I got in, and I say it over and over again, around $2.20. But I am not selling whatsoever because I do believe in the long-term prospects of SENS, and I won't be doing any profit taking until we get that big time news, because I feel like there'll be a little bit more upside. Of course, I could be wrong on that, but that's part of the reasons why I say do your homework and do your due diligence. As far as going on Fintel, yes, taking a look at the short interest information, short volume ratio being at around 50%. I'm going to be very interested in seeing what the numbers are going to be later on in the evening, but due to the fact it is that high, tells you shorts are heavily vested inside of this play. So if you don't end up getting a lot more volume than we normally do, and then we end up having selling pressure, then of course the price of the stock can potentially go down, or it could pull back. So that's one of the things I want to make sure you're aware of and you are well informed. And of course, we just got to continue to be patient for anyone who's holding this play all the way through, waiting for that decision. Hope you enjoyed this video, and we'll be talking real soon.